dear sub colleagues and sub friends. In today's video I would like to show you how you can create a table in SAP, and furthermore how you can add some fields to this table, and at the end we may see some more settings to the tables which are pretty important and can be pretty helpful in specific situations. Okay, so now we're already logged on into the system, as you can see here, and the first thing that we need is a transaction SE11, and well, actually the first thing that you can write here is the name of your table. This one, the first one, database table, should be selected. And as you can see, my system is in German, but I decided not to change it to English because actually the structure and the things are pretty clear in my opinion. And first you need a name. The name should be without underscore at the second or the third position, which means that it can be something like Z or Z, GT, and then test table. Let's say just test table for now. And we create it. We need a title, which is pretty important, and I'll write now test table, for the YouTube channel O for SAP. Okay, here at the first point we need to say what a table this is, whether there would be, so to say, whether this would be customizing table or whether there would be data which would be changed. And actually, if it is a data which would stay there, it must be the first one. Sorry, the first one. And if it is customizing table, it should be the second one. And there are some more options, but we may cover this in another video. I think that in almost all of the situations, or 99% of the situations, the first two would be absolutely okay. Customizing and just, so to say, usage table, if I can call it this way. And we select A here. And then from this one here, we're selecting whether the maintenance of this table would be allowed or it just would not be allowed. And we'll say it would be allowed at this point, because we may want to see later how it functions. And then we click on this on this save button here. And what we need is a package, or we can just say it is a local object. As I've been explaining in the previous videos, if you are not going to transport something into the next systems, you don't need package, but otherwise it must be one there. Now will be local object, and it's already saved. But now we go to fields from here in the middle, and as you can see, there are no fields now. And what we want to do is just start with the key, the primary key field. And usually in the praxis, we are doing this the following way. We say just a second. I think this way. Yeah, and then okay, exactly. In the praxis, usually we start with this one, and this is a field which would be almost always written for a specific row from the system, I think. It is not something which is coming from you, because it is all about clients here. What do I mean? Well, actually now we are in a specific system, but in this system we have clients. And all the different clients can contain different customizing settings, or they can contain different data bases, so to say, different data, not different databases, but different data in them. And yeah, actually the first thing is here the client. because from time to time it is important to know that specific client, specific data is for specific clients, and this is how we actually signify this. The second thing would be actually, let's say, employee. I would like to take this example, employee, and now we need a data element, and furthermore we need a domain behind this data element, and that's why we'll start with z emp. This would be name. We need here name. And furthermore, actually we'll start with this one. We have the employee name, and now we're going to create a data element in order to create the data element, a data element for this field, which would stay always the same. It would be created for this table, and it would, we hope, let's say it this way, we hope that the other developers in the system would never decide to use this data element. This is a bad practice. It is a no-go. It is actually a very dangerous thing to use same data elements in very different programs or in very different tables, because if something changes on this data element, then this would affect all the places where it was used or it is used. Right? Okay, that's why we create a data element at this point, and we write the data element and then click just 2 times on it. Do we want to save what we've done? Yeah, we want. Do we want to create a data element? Yeah, we want. And now we need again a title, so to say, and this would be data element for employee name. But we need a domain as well, and this would be d employee name. Then we click just 2 times again on this. Do we want to save what we've done? Yeah, we want. Do we want a package for what we are doing? No, we don't. That's why we're clicking directly on local object. Do we want to create a domain? Yeah, we want. We need now a title for the domain, and this would be domain for employee name. And now we're coming to the technical things. Well, actually, I would really like to say that this is the technical part here, because it's very important how you'll create the what type this would be. As you can see, I have used different types here: num-c, df34, dest, or star. Here I've typed as well, or p, or character, or character2, or num-c3. But what we're actually going to do now, I'll say this would be character, definitely. And in my opinion, it is actually important to know how long the fields would be, and it is pretty useful in very different situations, but from time to time it can raise errors or something because of unexpected values in the field. However, we're actually now going to say that this would be in length, this would be 40, but it actually depends on whether this would be the first name or the first and the second name. Usually the first and second name are separated in different fields, but however, we would like now to say this would be 40, because we want to cover, let's say, oh, okay, this would be definitely the first name, but now just for the example, you can change it as well. We're doing this to 40, and we go on and save once again as local object. Then we can actually go, we actually must activate a domain. Enter. We go back to the data element, and here we click again on activate, and once again enter. Then once again back, and we are in the table where we started, and as you can see, character is now here. Well, this could have been the first name, then we could have added the second name, then we could add something more. However, this is absolutely okay at this point. As you can see, here is the title, data element for employee name. And what is actually beautiful in this, as I explained, is that this data element with the specific data domain that we created now with the creation of the table, they are not going to be used by other people, right? And this is pretty important in order not to have collisions, in order not to have complexities. Okay? Okay. So now I would like to talk a little bit more about the specific things that we can see here. The specific, so to say, if you sub-windows that you can open. The first one is the user who created this here by here where the settings are. And we have the package, the language. Here we have the type of data that is in there. Then we have the settings that we have already set. Then we have the fields. There are some more specific settings for the fields. Here are the fields, and here are specific settings for the fields. I don't know why, but yeah, okay, now it's working. And actually here we have the fields as well, but we can write here some check tables, or we can write where the origin source of this field is. But I think if you have specific questions about these things, you can write down in the comments, and I would definitely like to make a small video in order to be able to explain you these things. And here we have one more sub-window where we can say whether a specific field was currency, because if this was the case, we will need reference table and reference field. SAP wants to function like this. With currencies, it's a little bit different. However, we do not have currency, but if you, for instance, want to add the salary of the employee, this would be and if you want it to be in dollars, for instance, it would be here referenced to the table and the field. Okay, I think we're good for now. I now see that I've made here a mistake with the title, but this does not really matter. The last thing which we have to do is actually to activate the table itself in order to be able to use it in ABAP, for instance. And if I click on activate the table, we need here the art of data, which we need to select. And this is definitely a transparency table or transparent table, which is having, so to say, movable data. The data can change, and there is the category in which the data would fall, so to say, how much data there would be. And I would like to say just this is very, so to say, for SAP to be able to orient itself. But basically, I would like to say we would like to have a little bit more than 7,000 workers in this company, which we are going to create. Okay, and there are some more settings. Do you want to buffer? Do you want the data to be buffered? We say no here with this one, but you can also turn it on. And there are some more specific settings about the buffering, the art of buffering. And there is actually one very interesting thing. Do you want to write the changes down on the database? And I would say yes. Do you want, the last one is whether you want to be able to write on this table only with Java. I would not use this one because it depends on the specific use case that you have, but this is not really useful in my opinion. Okay. And furthermore, you can actually add how many the primary keys would be. This is also very useful for ABAP. Now we go once again on save. We close the table, back, and now we're asked whether we want to activate the table itself. We say OK. And this was, we actually now created a table, added fields, created data element, created domain, and activated all of these things so that they are already useful. We can add as many fields as we want, and we can use them as we want in our ABAP programs from now. So thank you guys. I appreciate your time. If you have some questions, once again, write down in the comments. I would really appreciate this. If you like the video, please like it. Please subscribe to the channel and stay tuned, guys. Till next time.